Hello, my name's David. I'm an environment artist. I've worked in the industry for about 17 years, and most recently I worked at Rockstar, working on GTA 5, RDR2 and GTA 6, and I left Rockstar in 2023. So here we are in Kingdom Come Deliverance II, which I've been playing recently. My wife and I have been enjoying this game immensely. I think we're probably about 10 hours in, maybe 15, something like that, but very much the early stages of the game. And oh man, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. There's so much good stuff to talk about with this game. So we're just having a little rest in the inn in Troskowitz, and there's the kind of main castle thing over there. And well, there's so much I love about this game. I can't believe I sort of missed it when it first came out, really. It sort of flew over my radar. But it's all based around a real-world location in the Czech Republic. And they call it the Bohemian Paradise. And this castle is a real castle. It's in ruins now, but yeah, that's probably a fair approximation of what it would once have looked like. I think you can even go on tours around that as well. But, you know, it's all ruins. Those two peaks, you know, those constructions aren't there anymore. You've just got the sort of ruined walls and stuff. But, yeah, and very much the landscape around it and the towns and villages, they seem to have gone all in for sort of historical accuracy, which, you know, what a refreshing change. Isn't that lovely? Man, and Warhorse have just done such an amazing job. You know, they've really geeked out on the medieval accuracy and stuff. Hello, cat. Get cat up there. Hello. And they've just gone into so much research and gone on so many sort of trips out to these places, talking to curators of museums and learning about all the minutiae of these times. And it's really come across. It's just, man, it is lovely. It is really good. And I think, like, I've played a lot of open world games, even helped make several of them, with GTA 5 and RDR2 and GTA 6.
Good to see you.
And this game has impressed me more than any of them in terms of, well, particularly in terms of veg. Grass, trees, foliage, all of that lot. I mean, well, and roads as well, tracks, all sorts of stuff. But the veg really stands out to me. It is just such a wonderfully granular and sort of realistic looking placement of veg, and the organisation of those assets in what blends into what. It just looks so blooming lovely. Oh my word, it really does. Well, let's just have a little wander along this track here. I mean, the tracks are great as well. I could go all in them, but let's just look at the veg for now. I mean, just this one field, right? I mean, never mind that gorgeous view. It looks amazing, doesn't it? It's really good. But, you know, we have this sort of, you know, shorter grass next to the track, you know, which you get. You know, this is perhaps a bit more travelled, so, you know, you don't get the long grass building up quite so much. But here you've got little bits that run off the track. We've got like a little ditch there, isn't it? That's a lovely little detail. You know, and, you know, the kind of correct elevation as well. You know, it's like a slight little dip coming off that track. But the veg is just really accurately sitting in it. You know, it's often difficult to get the granularity of veg placement in that, you know, a lot of engines wouldn't be able to place veg in this sort of accurate manner here. You'd probably get blobs of veg sticking in the water, but they've been able to really control the edge of the veg placement and where it goes here. And in other places, you know, you can put like twigs and sticks. That's fine to have in the water, you know, stuff like that would have built up. Lovely little details like these rocky bits, you know, as it's just sort of, and it's even on a corner, you know, where your wagons will be turning around here. You see the tracks there, and you know, stuff like this does get kicked up and pushed to the outer edge of the bend. And I mean, much more so with cars and stuff, but kart tracks do the same thing. And it's just lovely little details like this, and this game is full of them. And again here, the veg is just in this middle bit where wagon drivers will have cut the corner slightly. That's something that we looked at a lot in GTA 5 and RDR2 particularly. People will always make little shortcuts, whether it's paths or roads or tracks. And you never get a track that would go straight to the edge and over there and have no corner cutting. It never happens. And so you do get stuff like this. And just you got all these lovely little rocks that are poking through. It's just really good. And this is the Cry engine, heavily modified, I would imagine. But there's not many games these days that come out with the Cry engine, is it? On that, it seems to be sort of faded out almost. But it's brilliant engine, isn't it? Warhorse they've really pulled off an outstanding job. But back to the veg. You've got, just look at this meadow. I mean, so many games, right? You would have your veg, and you wouldn't have that many different types of grass, for instance. Maybe flowers and stuff. But just look at how they blend into one another. Like that shorter into the longer here. This greener band next to the water, it's getting more water. As we get into more of the meadow, it's a different tone. And interspersed with these lovely like meadow grasses, and we've got nettles. Got that lovely little icon that unfurls. Isn't that lovely? And the wind's just catching it beautifully. I could talk about the wind as well. I will in a moment. But all sorts of different shades and different types of grasses mingling into one another, but blending beautifully. I mean, this slightly taller veg here with different assets around it. I grew up in countryside, not that dissimilar to this, perhaps a bit flatter, but very rural, farmlandish, and this is so realistic. It's just the way the veg is placed and what grows next to each other is just bang on. It's really good. And this lovely little path that comes off the main track there as well, a little footpath. I've walked on innumerable footpaths like this my whole life. And you get just little bits like this. For whatever reason, you've got a bit of a patch there. Maybe animals have done that. Maybe there's a slightly different composition of soil, which tends to make it a bit drier. But you get stuff like that, and just wander around. And look, it's just these lovely little bits break up what could have been just a really boring line that goes through veg. So it's outstanding. I absolutely love it. It's really good. And again, look, we're coming up to trees here now. So let's just look at, what's supporting the trees. Many games, you go from grass to tree. But you've got all sorts of different stuff that builds up to the tree. You've got a layering system. These sort of mid-sized bushes. You got these little wheat grasses that are growing up around it, and they sort of blend in and sit underneath these lovely birch trees. And it's a lovely little clump of trees, and it just looks so natural. It's just wonderful. In fact, when you even look at the ground, it slightly falls down when you see the polygon of the asset there, these lines. When you look straight down, they're never at the best. Any veg is always going to be like that. You're going to catch it out. So, I'm not bothered about that. But you can hardly see the underlying texture. There's that much veg. But, you've got this sort of grassy sort of texture there, which is just looking really, really good. It's blending beautifully. And, oh man, it's just outstanding. It's really good. But, lovely wheatgrass. I think that you look at the movement on the grass. It's the granularity. It's a little bit sort of jerky, isn't it? The time slice of its animation. It would have been nice to get that a bit smoother, but that's a tiny niggle. Let's wander through this meadow and head back into Troskowitz. Oh man, I'm really enjoying just wandering around in it. But the game itself is really good. It's exactly my kind of RPG with some survival elements. It's quite simmy. You know, we spent the first few hours starving in this game. We didn't get the sort of food situation. You know, and you can't just play it like a sort of Skyrim. You've got to bear in mind your health and you know, how hungry you are, your stamina, even down to like your shoes wear out and stuff. You know, so you've got to bear all that in mind. And I love that. It's really. It's a really interesting game. The characters are great. I really like Henry, the main character, and his boss Hans, who's gone off. He's gone off. They had an argument, and he's gone off in a huff. So we're left to our own devices. I mean, look at this little midden heap there. Chickens running around. Yeah, they've really observed these places, and nothing is been placed without a reason to it. So let's just go through here. Oh, let's get a torch out. My kind of game with a torch. Loving it, loving it. Look at that wood store. Watch out with a torch, Henry, there though. Be careful. Oh man, it could be a disaster, isn't it? There's a little few sparks dropping that barrel there. But we got some hussies. Hello. Nice hat. What her products are you using, hussy? Wonder if that's you called Carol by any chance? No? Yeah, right, let's put that away. Touch away. Lovely tree just growing in the courtyard there. So, yeah, being CryEngine, no ray tracing or anything like that. They use a kind of voxel-based lighting system. It looks outstanding to me. The only place that I find it falls down is reflections. I mean, they look lovely as long as you've got them in screen space, you know. As soon as you start looking down, then they fall apart. There aren't any to speak of around. Oh, well, no, not a great example to show off them. In that, I mean, you can see a little bit of it fading out in that water there, can't you? As you look down, it kind of sort of disappears and gets replaced by a generic. But, you know, that aside, that's fine. We're here. This is the alchemy department of Trosquit. Lovely herb garden. I wonder, what have we got? Comfrey. I wonder if we got any... oh, mint, nice. I was looking for a bit of sage and chamomile. Well, there's some chamomile. We've probably got some dried sage in our pocket, I reckon. And I thought I would introduce you briefly to Alchemy Simulator, which is another thing this game is doing really, really well. Alchemy, blacksmithing as well. Man, it's really good. They're almost like games in their own right. So let's set up shop right. We've got a still for probably for alcohol-based potions, but we're not dealing with that today. File for putting your potion in. Some oils, wines. This is like your base of your potion. Spirits. Your cooking pots. Timer. That's your instructions should you need it, which I do not need it. I've got the old chamomile and sage. Let's do it. Pop them on. That's all I need for this particular potion. This is a chamomile sort of potion, or, you know, just sort of drink, really, that will give us a good sleep. And if we do a good one, it might even heal us during our sleep. So we've got some rather watery looking wine, but still. I don't know what, well, medieval wine was probably like that, wasn't it? Chamomile, 2 pinches of chamomile, straight in there we go, into the cauldron. 1, 2. We spent quite a while doing this because it's quite a good way to get some early money. So this is all fun. Right, yeah, what we'll do is we'll pop it on, right, and we want it for 1 turn of the sand glass. Boop, boop, boop. But while that's doing, I can pop some sage in the old mortar there. In you go. And that's probably just on time. Off the boil. Thank you. Grind the sage. And once we've ground that, we'll just chuck it in the wine. Chuck it in there. Boop. Drop in. Excellent. Slightly dusty looking, isn't it? But never mind. Right, a file. Bottle. Let's pour this super duper stuff out. Boop, boop, boop. Lovely, lovely. Right, and it'll tell us what we got. How did I make it? Strong chamomile brew. 3 of. Yeah, pretty good. So we can sell those. But there we go. Alchemy simulator. Really fun. And there's all sorts of potions and stuff you can make. And, you know, much more complex than that, involving different materials and spirits and using the still, all that sort of stuff. A really nice alchemy system. And some may find that perhaps long-winded, but I love that. I love the immersion of that. Really good. So, let's head over here. And, well, let's bring up the map. Maybe we can pop back to our temporary sort of abode. Let's zoom out. The map's a bit clunky, I find, zooming in and out. I'd like it to start off, or at least be a bit more sort of smooth zooming in and out. I have to do the LB and RB, and it's just a bit, but, you know, that side. Let's go to Takov, because we've kind of got a little temporary base there. This is the fast travel. It took me a while to figure out we had a fast travel, so we were walking everywhere at first, which I was fine with. You know, I'm happy with that, but my wife was like, oh, we're walking again, we're walking again. But I love it. So, I was thinking maybe we could make a sword at the blacksmith's. Hello. Right, we kind of sort of nominally apprenticed to this guy a little bit. Let's make a hunting sword. Right. This is really good as well. This is a blacksmith simulator. Right, in the fire with us. And we want to heat it up a bit. And then just get this sword moving into the fire. Just move it along its length. Get it all nice and hot. We want it looking like straw colour. Yeah, nice and hot. There we go. We're getting there. Just get this end of it. How are we doing? Right. That's looking pretty good. To the anvil with us. Oh, slightly overheated it by the looks of it. Henry telling me off there, isn't he? Okay. Bang. Bang. That's it. Now, so you want a nice little sparks on this. That's a kind of visual indicator that you're doing a good strike on it. Turn it over. See, I might have limited myself to a mediocre sword of overcooking it. It's all sort of timing based that way. And you notice it's cooling off slightly as well. The colour will get colder and colder. And if I need to, I'll have to pop it back into the fire to work it a bit more. But, I mean, this is great. I just love this. You can just sort of come off to the blacksmiths and do a bit of crafting. And it's so tactile. And then you can sell all this stuff. But I imagine as you get through the game, you know, you'll be making more and more advanced equipment and stuff. We've been making a lot of horseshoes as a kind of staple. That seems to be the most efficient way to get money at this point with blacksmithing. So I think I probably want to, let's just heat it back up a little bit. It's getting a little bit dull coloured, isn't it? Let's try not to overcook it again. Just want a quick bit of heat blasted into it. There we go. Let's get back up to super duper temperature. Yeah. Oh, burning it again. See, I'm not an expert at this by any means, am I, at this point? But we've done more of the old potion making, just because that gives us a bit more money. So there we go. How are we doing? Whoa, that was a good strike. Let's hit it a bit harder. There you go. The longer you pull the trigger, the more power will be in the strike. There you go. Nice one, Henry. Whack. Lovely. It's very satisfying seeing those sparks fall off. And, you know, they just... Their behaviour is great, isn't it? How they just bounce. It's got a real tactility to it. There we go. Right. One at the end there. Hopefully I'll be able to do it in 2 goes. Sometimes it takes 3 heatings of the metal. 2 reheats, I suppose. And if I can hit it to the time of his whistling, that's better, but I rarely...
This won't take long now.
I rarely get that right. Okay, nearly there, aren't we? Maybe I can finish it off with just another couple of hits here. Yeah, there we go. quench and finish. So we heat it back up and then quench it. Okay, blast it through, and we'll have a hunting sword that we can then sell as well. So, looking very nice. Yep. Blast it in. Right. Sizzle, sizzle. There we go. Nice bit of steam and flames. Excellent. There we go. Blacksmithing simulator as well. How nice is that? Hunting sword. Quality 3. That's alright, actually, considering I slightly burned it, didn't I? And we can sell it to him. But, you know, we'll leave it now. But another little village here is just beautifully done. You know, even down to these sort of lovely steps here. He's got his hand in front of us because I'm technically sneaking. So, you know, sort of crouching down a bit. But, you know, really well observed how they would have made a lot of steps in villages like this. You know, then the detail is all there. It's really good. And these stone walls, you know, I mean, I've built stone walls like this. And, you know, it's just, yeah, it's really, really well observed. You know, you just got the details. The rocks have tumbled down. You know, they've made it on a bigger rock. And they've made that sort of feature of it, haven't they? Using that as they've built it. So the artists and designers on this game, you know, they've been really conscious to look at what works in the environment, how people would have done it. And I really appreciate that. Yeah. And even down to, you know, this, I think this game has got rivers the best I've seen them, other than RDR2. But yeah, I mean, I've got one little gripe about them. Maybe we'll go and have a look at that in another video, probably. I don't want this video to get over long, but I mean, I could just keep going on and on. But yeah, I'll do a video about the sort of rock areas and rivers and stuff, because yeah, I've been really pleased to, you know, they know what they're doing, even down to the rivers, which, as we know, is rare in games, isn't it? I don't know why, but most game studios don't really think that much about rivers. They don't put a great deal of thought into them, from my observation, and it shows in the construction of the rivers. Whereas these people, they know the rivers, they know the landscapes, they know the. Oh man, they just know their stuff at Warhorse. So well done, Warhorse. It's really good. You know, and just sitting here is great, isn't it? I mean, just under this lovely tree here, it's just so medieval. It's just nailed the vibe of it all. Oh, it's great. And even over here is the village maypole as well. You know, all of these sort of historical things are just here. You know, I mean, you know, the maypole folklore and you know, sort of ritual dating back to medieval sort of times is rife in the UK, at least. I don't know what it's like in other parts of the world. You know, but yeah, Europe will be the same as well. We have so many sort of cultural things that leak through from the Middle Ages. And I remember as a kid, you know, we'd play a game round around the maypole. And it's fascinating thinking that, you know, that's still in kind of the schoolyard almost from these times, when they would have these sort of fertility rituals and stuff. And, you know, you're playing around the pole and stuff. It's cool. We got some little beehives here as well. You can pick the honey sometimes. Sometimes it's stealing. Sometimes I can just take it. So not sure what that's about. But let's have a look down here. And yeah, I think we'll probably just wrap it up there for an initial little look. Yeah, I can't enthuse enough about this game. Even down to, you know, they get the gameplay is brilliant. The combat is quite hard, but it rewards some thinking about it rather than just button bashing. And yet it's not like, you know, you've got to be massively skillful and really great and it's all Souls-like. It's not that. It rewards just understanding and thought put into it. And, you know, the gameplay, the characters, the stories are great. You know, the voice acting is really good. The characters and the landscape is just an absolute star. And just, I mean, just wandering off into these like little dark bits under the trees is an exciting thing in its own way. It's just so, yeah, you know, it's brilliant. I'll stop infusing now, and yeah, I'll get around to doing another video on different aspects of this game, and no doubt as we play through the main game and experience different parts of it, you know, I'll continue to do stuff, because I can see us playing this for quite a long time and getting a lot of enjoyment out of it, because it's one of those games that they're quite rare. Every now and again a game comes along and for whatever reason it's just like, man, it hits the nail on the head on across the board, and this seems to be one of those games. And yeah, well done, Warhorse. Great. So yeah, I'll leave it there, and I'll see you again in another video. Thanks for joining me. See you later. Bye.